Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First off, I want to apologise for not the last video, but the video before where I did this epic fail.
Well, then again, considering 3 days ago, before this, he was living in Tatooine with his uncle Ben, but.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but yeah, his name was Uncle Owen. I don't even mention it on the next part of the video. Terribly sorry, but let's get on with it.
Clearly the force isn't strong on me, so I apologise sincerely about that. But if you can forgive me, today I will build this Jango Fetts Starship from the Star Wars series. Now, I did pre-order this and got a few extra presents as well, but we're not going to go into that today because it's mainly about this. So, yeah, just before we go any further, this ship has a history. Obviously, in Star Wars Episode 2, it wasn't known as Jango Fetts Starship. Luckily, they changed the name because obviously, with the history of what it was called, probably the best not to name something after that. So it's now Jango Fett Starship, not the one that Rise was saved. But yeah, this set is a big boy. Look at the size of it, and it comes with 2 minifigures. It's a Lego set 75409, and it has 2,970 pieces. I have no idea how long this is going to take, but it's probably going to take a while to strap in to the Starship. I'm only joking, I'm terribly sorry about that. But yeah, so strap in and we're going to build it. I don't really know how long it's going to take. I'm going to guess quite a few hours. But stick with me and hopefully we'll get through it. If you see some raging, then I'm sorry. But it is done speed build, so even better. So let's speed build this. Yeah!
Access granted.
Welcome back everybody, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, then thank you very much for tuning in today. So yeah, this is Jango Fett's Starship, made famous from Star Wars Episode 2. If you've ever seen Star Wars Episode 2, as a kid, I didn't really like this film. I always remembered Star Wars being all about action and all this kind of stuff. Now there was kind of action, but it was more in the romantic side between Anakin and Padme, and then obviously you had Obi-Wan going off doing a side mission and finding a load of clones. However, due to Obi-Wan's side mission, we did get to meet one of the greatest characters to ever just have a one-off appearance in a Star Wars movie, and that was Dex. Dex ran a diner, and to this day I still say it was one of the weirdest but greatest moments in Star Wars history, due to the fact Obi-Wan just has a friend who owns some sort of 60s American diner in the middle of I believe it's Coruscant. I can't remember. I'm probably gonna fail here. I'm really sorry. But yeah, so Obi-Wan has a friend who owns basically a burger bar, and he's well, what do you know? Haven't seen one of these in a while. But and then he has his wife who's a robot who's offering Jawa juice. Now Lego, if you're watching today, give the people what they want. Give them Lego Dex's diner. I say give the people, give this person what he wants. Please. Anyway, we get to meet Jango Fett and Boba Fett in this film for the first time. I always remember a lot of hype being around Jango Fett for this film. Like, he was on everything. Like, He even had his own video game, but he had action figures. He was on like towels, t-shirts, everything like that. But then, like, yes, so Star Wars Bounty Hunter was a game you could get on the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo GameCube and probably the Xbox One, that is. Not the Xbox One, but the original Xbox. Sorry, I'm losing the plot here. But I never played it. I probably should give it a try, but I can see it is on like the PlayStation Store, which I own. I might give it a whirl at some point. But anyway, Jango and Boba Fett. So they were like, Jango was very hyped for this film. And it was quite funny, like a few years ago when the Book of Boba Fett came out, and Tamura Morrison, I believe his name is, who plays Jango Fett. He also goes on to play Boba in the series of the Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian. I stupidly did not know that he was actually clone in it. I just thought it was Jango's son. I was young when I first watched it. I never went back and watched it like years and years ago. Till my friend turned around and said, "It does make sense. He is a clone after all." Epic fail by me. I think it's around about this time here. In a second, you're probably going to see me rage. This part was very stressful. Like, I didn't realise to put like the back flap on like one space above. So yeah, you get to see me get quite angry in a second. But yeah, sorry, never nice to see someone get angry, especially when it comes to Lego. It's meant to be very peaceful. So yeah, this ship, it was very, very interesting. Like I love all like the curves on the side and things like that, and like the pattern. The stickers, yet again, being an autistic lad, trying to put them on, like it didn't really match up sometimes, and like I think I had to peel one of them off at one point and re-put it back on. The detail that Lego put into this though is unbelievable. It's I don't really have the words for it, but like it's just pretty crazy. Like if you ever get the chance, like if you ever see it on sale, because at the moment it's still quite pricey, obviously, because it's a brand new set. I'd recommend probably picking it up. Give yourself a challenge. Unless you're a Lego expert, then it's probably just going to be like an absolute beginner model for you. So as much as I don't like spoiling things, we're about halfway through this build. It's a long one. I'm sorry. So Tamura Morrison, I don't know. Yeah, again, I can't remember if that's actually his name, but let's just call him Mr. Morrison now. He must get like the biggest payday in Star Wars. He plays about like 1 billion clone troopers, then on, like including Commander Cody, right? Commander Cody, CC, him himself, right? And then he obviously plays Jango, and he later on he plays Boba Fett. So like his royalties must be sky high. George Lucas must be like, listen here, Mr. Morrison. Here is basically 1 billion trillion dollars in American currency. However, like this film does have like one of the most depressing scenes in, like, you know, where Anakin realizes what happened to his mum, and then he becomes like, you know, the man that he basically, that's where he, the Sith Lord basically comes out. I can't say really blame him. Like, you saw that happen to your mum, you're not going to be happy, are you? You know, so fair play to Anakin. You know, at the end of the day, if there was any innocent people there, then I'm sorry. Really, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, Anakin didn't deserve to do what he did to you, but clearly, what we saw, it wasn't that. She got kidnapped, boy, I remember. And yeah, I believe we get this. This is the film. We get to see the first scene. This is in like prequel history. We get to see Uncle Owen, right? The Uncle Owen. Crazy.
Access granted.
Going back to say what I remember as a kid, I remember this film like I said earlier on in the commentary, that I didn't really like it. I thought it was too romantic and stuff like that. You know, it was more of a chick flick at the time, alright? But at the end, Yoda versus Count Dooku, where Yoda's just flipping round and just living his best life. You know, that scene was epic, alright? You know, you couldn't go wrong with that. Like, it just seemed like you were waiting for that whole film for something, you know, really, really cool to happen. And it was that. It was Yoda doing flips, taking on Count Dooku, who like Christopher Lee, you know, literally like he seems to play some pretty epic parts. Like, obviously he's like Saruman the White, and Count Dooku. There's two big enemies in two big films. Like in like these films, like, they're really taken too seriously. Like, I don't know why in Star Wars Episode 2, but then like looking at it now, you do find a newfound respect when you watch them back when you're older. But yeah, no, just always remember Obi-Wan is always going to be the man. All right, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ben Kenobi, not Uncle Ben. Like, in all fairness, like, if you could leave in the comments your opinion on Jango Fett. Did you find him crusty? Did you find him alright? Did you find him to be a bit overrated? Did you find him to be, you know, like literally just like a marketing scheme, really? You know, let us know in the comments. We never get any comments, so it'd be great to have a comment once or twice. Please. So we are coming up towards the end of the build. There is 23 bags worth of Lego, so there was quite a few, and obviously you got the little ones inside. But I hope you're all enjoying the video so far, and just hopefully you keep enjoying the videos, and just let us know what you want to see in the future. But yeah, this one's coming towards the end, and then we'll get around to the fun stuff. Then again, this is the fun stuff. What am I talking about? So here we go, here is the full build. Yeah, it was very, very fun. It's very big. I wasn't really expecting it to be this big for some reason. But yeah, the detail in it is incredible, as you can see. Just look at the back. Them lights were an absolute pain to put in, especially because I had like the little bit in the middle there. It's kind of like a flat thing. I put it in the wrong place, so it was just really annoying, and sometimes they just fall off pretty easy. So there's the Fetts inside the the Starship. You can get them in, so happy days. There's Jango Fett. He has two little head prints. He has this angry looking one. He has this normal looking one as well. And the detail on Jango looks pretty awesome. Now there you go, full figure. He looks great. Look at him. Right, there you go. He comes with his little jetpack as well. So here's Bobber. A lot of people say he looks like an emo kid, and can you really blame him after what happened to him in this film? So here is Bobber now, after his dad died, playing a gig in Jerry Seinfeld's club.
Mace Windu beheaded my dad. I held his head in my hands. I'm gonna be a bounty hunter. Sorry, Dad, is you 6 feet under?
Here's a super cool feature. You can press this down and this little flap opens. I'm guessing it's meant to be the door, so you got that. It's a fun little like thing to play around with. Also the guns, the turrets, they move. Happy days. Here's a new scene. So here we go. Mace Windu enters the frame. Dad, watch out, mate! Ah! Bang, 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 bang. Or if you like, you know what happened originally, then here's a really sad scene. Or if you like it like this, here's the Fetts living happily ever after. Or are they?
So, Jango Fetts Starship, all completed, and yeah, this was a very interesting model. Like, on the outside, it's one of the most beautiful things, like, I think Lego have ever created. Like, the colour scheme and just everything about it's just absolutely amazing. It brought the best of me out, it also brought the worst of me out, like, erased a few times, I think. Then again, it was my fault because I was putting the thing clearly in the wrong area, looking back at it now, but at the time I thought I was doing it right. But that's my brutal honest opinion. But at the same time, like, it's such an amazing model. Like, you look at the two minifigures. I know a lot, you know, Boba Fett here gets a lot of hate because of
is like a young Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance kind of like look, wearing all blue. But then you got like Jango Fetts, sorry, who I always like laugh at because they put so much like love into this character for the movie, and he has like probably about like 10 minutes of like screen time, and he just gets his head cut off. So there's no reason to laugh at that, you know. But at the same time, like, it was just pretty crazy. But like, I just always remember when episode 2 Attack of the Clones came out, and they were really hyped for Jango Fett, and like, obviously, hey, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, so but overall, this is like a really beautiful piece. Like, I think I'm still technically in the beginner stage of building Lego. But I got through this. It took a long time, 2 evenings and 1 morning. Yeah, no, if you ever feel like buying this, just read the instructions fully. Overall, it's a 5,000 model, like on the point scale. But some of the flaws are just building it. But apart from that, like, the outcome's great. I do have a bit of issues sometimes as well, like, you know, when I've obviously not pressed the bricks in properly, and sometimes some of the bricks just fall off. But apart from that, it looks great. I love it, and yeah, if you ever feel like, you know, buying it, go for it. Why not? It's a really big piece as well. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be this big. Well, you get your money's worth. Like, you know, it takes a few days, and you get to express all your emotions. It was like real life inside out, you know. But yeah, I hope you've all had a good time today watching this video. As you can see, I'm knackered. Yeah, I hope to see you all in the next one. And just always remember, I'm at HH5000. Follow Tugboat Reviews, and always remember to stay. Thank you very much. Peace out.
Welcome to Matty HH's Lego Reviews.
Click.